Hello world, it's your girl Larissa Vaughn and you are tuning in live to Queen Talk TV. So today's gem drop in Queen Talk is about Esther's season. It's the season of Esther. All the Esthers are now being appointed for their time to do something revolutionary, to do something groundbreaking, to do something that generally you're not called to do. So I want to talk about Queen Esther. Queen Esther got her crown because of the favor of God. Really, she won favor with people, she won favor with man, and she won favor with God. And so because of the favor that was on her, it propelled her into a greater position. And so she lost her, Queen Vashti lost her position because she wasn't really following protocol. She had a rebellion kind of spirit in her. So she wasn't really following protocol. She was like rebellious with everything. Like, and all the men were appalled because, you know, she was doing things that women weren't supposed to do back then. You know, she had a rebellion spirit. She was doing things that women weren't supposed to be doing. And they were like, you know what? I'm going to teach her. I'm going to teach her a lesson. And I'm going to teach all the women a lesson to know their place. And so she got demoted as queen. They took her crown for her. Then they went out and found all the virgins in the town and got them all ready and together for King Xerxes to choose from. Now Esther, and her name was Hadassah, she but also known as Esther, she was in the ranks, and she had people there, you know, coaching her on, telling her what to do, telling her how to be, and all this stuff. And so she won favor with the maidservants. She won favor with everybody in the kingdom. And the word says, when two or three are gathered and agree, you know, there he is in the midst. So there it is. God's presence was already on her because two or three already gathered and agreed that yes, she's queen. Like they agreed with each other that she's queen. She should be queen. So she won favor over everybody. And ultimately, when it was time for her, after she was prepared and after she was beautified and after she was, you know, polished, she was presented to the king. And so as soon as she was presented to the king, she won his heart. She won his favor. He was like, you know, whatever you ask of me, I'll give it to you. You know, do you want the palace? Do you want the kingdom? I'll give it to you. It was anything that she wanted, she could have it because she won the favor of the king. And she had favor on her. Now, for some, those who have ears, let them hear. For some, it's that season of favor. It's that season of divine favor that's on you that will allow man and woman, people, men in general, to, one, agree with you. And their agreement is going to unlock some doors. The agreement that they'll have with you because you have favor on your life. Right? You are favor. Favor is on you. But when other people start to agree with the favor that's on you, you're gonna see that doors are gonna be open, that territories will be enlarged, and it's gonna be different. Like you're gonna be walking in a different kind of place, a different kind of manner, because Queen Esther was prepared for living in the kingdom. She was prepared for that kingdom life. She was prepared for kingdom life. She was prepared for such a time as this. And Mordecai said to her, he was like, perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this. Now, the irony of the entire story is that Vashti was doing things that women weren't called or supposed to do. Sort of like rebellion in a sense. But the very essence of Queen Esther's purpose was to lead a nation, you know, out of being slaughtered, which which isn't a woman-like thing to do. But because she had favor, she was able to do things that were extraordinary. They were extraordinary things. Like that's not something a woman should be meddling in, because that was men's business. That was their business. That was a man's business. That was what they were doing. There was no place for a woman in that kind of conversation about the nations, about what they were going to do to the Jews, and about, politics. Really, it was about politics. And so there was no place for a woman back then for politics and for how to govern the kingdom, or how to govern, all the territories. That wasn't a woman's place to even have say in it. But because she had favor on her life, she was brought to places at the table, with men who make big decisions, like whether or not a decree will go out to see if, a whole group of people will be slaughtered. She held that kind of power. She had that favor on her, which won somebody's heart. So really, in essence, it's not the time to be rebellious. It's not the time to be prideful, in a sense, either. It's not really the time to be prideful. It's the time to take one for the team, because if you're taking one for the team, you are having, favor follows you when you take one for the team. And whatever it is that you're called to do and where you're going, the favor that is on you is going to be unlocking and saving lives and unlocking doors for people. And it's going to be saving lives and saving nations. It's going to be saving souls. It's going to be inspirational. It will give people a reason to go forth in their dreams and do the things of God and do the things that they're called to do, the things that they're passionate about. Once you take one for the team. But you got to take one for the team, though. And a lot of people don't want to take one for the team because they're selfish. This is not the season to be selfish. Because Queen Esther could have just been in the palace by herself, right? And reaped the benefits of being in a palace. She could have reaped the benefits of that palace living, that palace life. But instead, she took one for the team. So this is the season to take one for the team. The team may be your family. Whatever it is that you have to do to step out there, put yourself out there in an unordinary, extraordinary kind of situation to go wherever it is that you're called to be. It's that time, it's that season, and the time is now. The season is now to take one for the team. Take one for the team, because as you take one for the team, doors will be open. As you take one for the team, favor will be upon you. The Spirit of the Lord will be upon you to even do the things that you need to do to win the hearts of men, to get you where you need to be, so that you can take one for the team, so that the team can win, so that we can all win. Everybody can win. People connected to you can win. They can see what a win looks like. Because, in very essence, she resembled what a win looked like for her team. She was a Jew, but they didn't even know it. She was a Jew, but they didn't even know it. So she took one for the team. And she was in a winning position. And because she was in a winning position, she won the favor of men. Because she was beautiful. She God ordained her to be that way. She was beautiful. Everything about her, whatever it is in her hands, her natural, it's like a meeting of the natural and the spirit. Like, God is going to use everything to make sure that you get to where you got to go. God's going to use everything about you to make sure that it wins the heart of man. And He's going to use everything about you. Everything about you that He uniquely made in you. He's going to use everything about you to win the heart of men, and to take one for the team, and to be an example of what a win looks like. All right, so that was today's quick gem drop. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to thequeenliving.com, and that was just a quick one. I hope that was clear for everybody. One, it's time to take one for the team, and when you take one for the team, favor will be upon you, and you will be made an example of what a win looks like for your people, for your circle, for your nation. You are an example of what a win looks like. And it's Esther season. It's the season of Esther's. It's the season of the Esthers. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. It's the season of the Esthers. So God bless you all. Be encouraged. God loves you all the time.